Hey guys, this is Allison Kessler. I am a holistic web designer, and at the request of a friend, am going to show you a tutorial on how to add a contact form to your WordPress website using the Elementor page builder. So let's get to it. I will share my screen to you. All right, so this is my website. And what we're going to do is create a new contact page example, I'm going to name it, add in the form, and show you how to ensure there's a reCaptcha set for it as well to try to limit spam. So I'm going to create a new page. And I'm going to call it contact form example. And I'm going to save the draft. So sometimes when you go to add a new page, WordPress sticks you into a full screen mode like this, and you're kind of confused because you don't see the navigation. So just go up, if this happens to you, go up to the ellipsis up here, click out of full screen mode, and then you get your WordPress navigation back. It's kind of a pain that they do that automatically. It seems to be after every update. But anyway, so now we are going to edit this page with Elementor and add in the contact form. So here's my page. It already has the header and the footer automatically in there. I'm going to add in a heading and call it form or contact me. I'm going to change it to H1, center it, and then I'm going to call in the form. This is the Elements menu. I'm going to search for form and just drag in the plain old form right here. Now, before we start, I'm going to do a little bit of tidying up or formatting. I'm going to click the section right here to add a little bit of padding at the top and the bottom and make it thinner. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want it to stay boxed, but I want it to be 500 pixels wide. And then I'm going to go over here where it says advanced, unclick the linked values together and add a padding of 60 and 60 to the top and bottom. So I like that better. Now I'm going to click right on the form and we are going to edit the form. The first thing that you need to do is name it correctly. Especially if you add in the plugin called Elementor Contact DB, and it records your form submissions. I like to use that plugin a little bit because it captures the form submissions. If something happens to your email and you lose that form, you can just easily go into your website and have a backup of the form. So I like that. The second thing that I like to do here, you can see all of the fields here. I like to split name up into two, first name and last name. So I'm just going to click the duplicate here, and we'll go into the first one and edit that into first name. So basically, you just go what I like to do, top to bottom, left to right, and ensure that you fill out every single detail. This one is correctly labeled as a text for first name and last name, and most of the fields will be text fields. I'm going to change the label to first name, and I'm going to copy that over to placeholder. Yes, we want to make it required, and I'm going to format this a little bit and turn it into a 50% column width. So then when I go to my last name, it will go on the other half and it'll look nice. Ensure that you go into the advanced tab here. You can see that you have content and advanced, and you want to change the ID and verify the IDs on all of your fields. don't need that capitalized. Okay, so now I know for sure that this is going to be, actually, you can't put dashes in there. It has to be underscores. Okay, so that is the first field done. And now we're going to do the exact same thing with last name. I'm going to copy it over from the label to the placeholder. I'm not going to make this one required, and I will make the column 50%. So now it lays out nicely into 2 columns, first name, last name. Click into advanced and change that to last name. Okay. Go into email field, and it's required for sure, 100%. Make sure that the ID is email. Okay, and I think that's all we need to do there. Now, take note of the short code because we will need it below when we are crafting our autoresponder emails from this form. We're going to need this email short code. We could probably just Control-C, copy it so that we have it later. And the message is a text area, okay? Message is fine. Yes, it's absolutely required at 100%. Go into the advanced tab and it says message. That's great. And let's see. Now, if we scroll down a little bit longer, I'm actually going to remove the label so it looks a little bit cleaner here. So now you can see how important the placeholders are in the middle. If we go back up to message and look at the placeholder, I'm actually going to change the placeholder. Please put your note here or question here. So you can see that the placeholder is important, especially if you want to turn off that label. Note that if you turn off the label, you can't use the required marks. So that's just, so then if you need to have the required marks in there, you have some fields that are optional and some that are required, then you might want to leave your labels on. I like to turn them off. Now, the buttons, you can format here. You can change the word on for the button, and you can also add in an icon. This can take a lot of scrolling through to find the right icon. So sometimes I just put, you know, an arrow and it'll come up with arrow, or you could put like envelope, and you know that it's gonna sort of submit, and then you can add in a little bit of spacing there too. And you can see that my button isn't the ideal color either. So you can actually go up to the top of the edit form, go into style, look for buttons, and here you can edit the normal and hover colors. So I'm going to edit this to be a little bit brighter pink. That looks a lot better. I like to have a color for the hover too, because then it looks like you're actually pressing a real button. So I like spending some time making sure that the colors are intuitive for the person who's submitting. Flipping back to the content to finish the form. Actions after submit is important. I have lots of options for what I want to happen. Okay, so what I want to happen is an email goes to me. That will be email number 1. I want an email number 2 to go to the person who's submitting the form, like an autoresponder. And then I also want to set up a redirect. And you can see that you can also have like the email being added to a MailChimp mailing list or active campaign, get response. All these things happen. Even a pop-up if you wanted. So there's lots of choices that you can do after your form is submitted. If we go down and fill out the email, the first email is to yourself. and it's sending the form from the sender. So I'm going to put my email in the top, and in the subject message, I always put website contact form. And then all fields is fine, or if you want to send yourself a note, like a reminder, you can add in whatever you want here into the message. Here's a new contact form. And then it'll have all the fields below that. The from email automatically chooses the word email. You want to change this to your actual email. From name, Allison Kessler, and I can put Allison Kessler website, so I know it's from my website. Oh my goodness. So as you can see there, I actually had to save the page, publish it, go out, and come back in again. It had screwed up. I want the reply to email to be the email field. This is actually not where we need to paste the short code. So let's just go back here. So we are under edit form, email. I want it to go to me. This is the subject line. This is the message in the email to me. I'm just going to put it's from me with a from name, but I want the reply to field to be the person who sent in the form. And then if we go down to email number 2, I want this to be to the person who has submitted the form. So I paste in my short code there. And I'm going to put Allison Kessler website contact form. You can put whatever you want in there. Sometimes you might put like, thank you for contacting Allison Kessler, which sounds a lot better. And then in here, you probably don't want to have fields. You probably just want to put a message like, thank you so much for submitting a form on my website. I will be in touch within 24 hours. Okay, and it is from me, not email. Whoops. And they can reply to my email there. Now, another thing you might want to do is set up your redirect to another page, and I would set up a thank you page, thank you for contacting me page. So once they submit this form, they'll flip over to the thank you page, and you can put in like a discount code, a special, an advertisement to your latest course or product. So it's always good to continue them on browsing in your website. And I did forget something. So if we go back up to form fields, I'm going to show you how to add that reCaptcha in. So we want to add an item. It's a 5th item. It's going to be reCaptcha, and I've set up reCaptcha 3 on this website. Now you can see that there's been a little privacy terms thing down in the bottom right, showing the reCaptcha, verifying the reCaptcha on the form. What does this do? It prevents spam submissions through your website forms. Now let's just update this, and I'm going to show you where you set that up in Elementor, just in case you don't have it set up. So if you go back to the dashboard, and go to Elementor, settings, integrations, and you'll see the reCaptcha 3 right there that I've set up for this website. We can go back to our page. and click on the form again. Let's just ensure we have everything. Now, because we're going to have it go to a redirect, you don't need to worry about the custom messages as much, but I always go in and customize mine anyway. I'll put success, please check your inbox. Okay, an error occurred. This field is required. If they forget to fill out a required field, an error message will pop up, and hopefully the invalid message never pops up. But okay, so now we're gonna just update that. You can click on the little preview changes button down at the bottom, and we can test it out here. Now, you'll notice that I didn't put in a redirect page, so it will just go to my nice little message down here at the bottom. Check your mail, and you should be looking for 2 responses. Remember, you have one that is sending to you as the website owner with the message, and then you have another one, an autoresponder email number 2, that's going to the person who sent the message. So that would really go to your customer. So you want to make sure both of those messages are working. Okay, so that is how you add an Elementor form, and there was even a little glitch in there where the form did not pop up the correct field. I had to exit the page, come back in, and then it was working. So you can see that as a web designer, you're continuously troubleshooting stuff like that. But anyway, I hope this helps you get an Elementor contact page up on your site. Just go through the fields one by one. Don't skip anything. I know you want to have it up and running really quickly, but if you skip steps, then it might not work correctly. Okay, so subscribe to my YouTube channel and leave a comment below or like my video. Thank you.